Right. The last recording that I did was basically I drew half of the corset, and that was it. It's just a line drawing, and then I stopped. So what I've done behind the camera is I have traced it. So I've drawn the rest of that, finish up the line drawing. This is what it looks like. And then all I've done is put my tracing paper on top accurately. And then before I've traced it, I rubbed out any sort of square grid lines, and then I flipped over the image and then just gone over it quite hard, and you should get an imprint underneath. I have rubbed out any grid lines that are on top of my drawing before I did any tracing, so you need to get rid of all of those, trace and transfer it if your work is symmetrical. If your work is not symmetrical, for example that, then you have to draw whatever's on that side accurately on the other side. You can't trace and transfer. For that image, you can do that, so that's fine. So there you go. At this point, what I've done is trace and transferred, and I've shaded in one half of the corset like that. Now on this corset here, and many of the corsets, the black and white photographs that I've given you, the photocopies, and you've got lines, that is showing shading, but it is in lines, which is fine, but you are not going to shade using dots or lines. You're going to use a normal HB pencil and you're going to shade. I've shaded in half of it. I didn't want to record it because it will take at least, it's a 30-minute shading session I did on there. So I'm just going to show you on this side how you should be doing that. You all know how to shade. You've done lots of shading in year 7, 8 and 9, so it's the same rule applies. I would use a clean sheet of paper, tracing paper, or a clean sheet of paper. If you're shading on that side, then you need to have something to rest on, because if you don't, then your hand's going to smudge underneath, and then it's going to go all over your work, and your work is going to be smudgy. So I would put something underneath, like a clean sheet of paper, before you start shading. Now on here, you can see where the dark tones are. They're on the outside and they're going in and they're going lighter. So that's what I've tried to recreate, dark on the outside, lighter in the middle. And every single shape, that's what I always said to you, needs to have tone. So I'm going to just demonstrate on this side. So I will get rid of that one, so it's there. And then I'll just use my tracing paper just to rest on. So I'm going to start on this side. It's easier for me to see now because I've already done it on one side. So you know you have got to start off dark, press harder. Always look at where the tones are on your drawing, on your image, sorry, and then just go lighter as you go further in. Okay, so I'm going to copy that because I've already looked at it on my photocopy. So curve your tones when it's curvy tones. So if you remember me saying that, and Michelle Medine, lots of time, if you have a curvy line, then curve your tones. You all know how to get rid of scratchy lines, and that is to go over it in circular motions like that, to blend in any scratchy lines, because you want your tones to look absolutely smooth.